Should I call it?
Yeah.
What if someone picks up?
What are you doing?
I went outside.
What are you doing? Who cares? You're topless. Go. And then the donkey dies.
Let's go.
That's it. Let's go. That's the answer to all of your problems. Let's go.
Welcome to the Something to Prove podcast with Mark Drager and Evan Carmichael. I took top billing this week.
That was good. You got your radio announcer voice on.
Yes, my podcast one. You know what? So funny backstory. I re-recorded my voicemail on my cell phone, and I didn't like the fact that I sounded too natural, so I went into the podcaster voice.
Okay.
Like super
So what does your
friendly.
voicemail sound like?
My voicemail? It's something like, hey there. Thanks so much for calling Fanta. You've reached Mark. I am not in the office right now, but I would love to talk to you, so please leave your name, your number, and a few details about why you're calling, and I will get back to you ASAP. I talk like that.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
You don't like it?
Sure. I hate voicemail. I hate phones. I don't think I even have voicemail. I might. Actually, I'd be curious to call. I have a number. I have a number that I've had for like 15 years or something.
I have a number in my phone. I'm not...
That I'm sure I have some kind of
let's see here.
voicemail. We should call it. Can we call it?
Yeah. So here, we'll do this right now.
Okay, let me put it up.
Evan,
Let me see.
oh, you know what? I may have deleted your phone number.
Well, that's a mistake. That is a mistake.
No, that's not you. I had a phone number. Oh, here we go.
No,
I have two phone numbers. I have two phone numbers.
The first one.
The first one? Okay, I'm going to put this on speakerphone. Should I call it?
Yeah.
What if someone picks up?
Nobody's going to pick up. It's just a voicemail.
Okay.
Put it to the mic.
Hi, you've reached Evan Carmichael. Thank you for calling. I'm sorry I'm not able to take your call right now, but please leave a message and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Cheers. Record your message.
That's great. I love it.
Where does it go?
Goes to my email.
Hey, Evan, it's Mark.
You're amazing.
You are the best.
The best.
The best.
The best.
Anyway.
What?
I don't know. I just did something else. Okay, whatever.
Whatever.
Anyway, that was your first number. So it goes to your email?
Yeah, I get emailed that.
What's the second number here?
That's an old cell phone number. Or that's Nina's? No, that's an old cell phone number.
That is a cell phone number that I haven't called you. That I remember we went bowling once back in 2008 or 9.
Okay.
And then came back to your place afterwards and played something about bunnies or something.
Killer Bunnies, good card
Killer
game.
Bunnies.
Yep.
And yeah, so even then, for some reason, I had this phone number and I got lost on the way to your house.
Okay.
I called you, and we showed up like 40 minutes late because we
Okay.
totally got lost leaving TDS
Okay.
or bowling and going to your place a few blocks away.
Okay.
Anyway, so you're like, so I show up and you go like, where were you?
Okay.
I was like, we got totally lost. I tried calling your cell phone like 8 times to
Okay.
try and figure it out.
What'd I say?
What do you think your response was?
I don't know what I said.
You're like, oh, that number. Yeah, no, I don't pick up my cell phone.
Yeah,
number.
yeah.
I don't even think I have mine on.
Yeah.
I feel like you may have even lost the charger. It was so long ago.
Well, I keep my cell phone charged. Like, hey.
Now,
Because
but
of
go back to
Instagram.
2009.
Yeah.
You weren't doing anything with your cell phone back then.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Anyway, that was a
I'm
fun
consistent.
That was hey. You were saying earlier you got hypnotized today.
Hypnotized?
You got hypnotized today?
Yeah. Marissa Peer, celebrity hypnotherapist.
Yep.
It put me under from the UK over
Why?
the internet.
Why?
Because that's what she does, and I like trying new stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. It brought back memories that I didn't even really remember, so that was interesting.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I remember, but it's not like the first. They make you think about 3 different things, and so the first one I knew. The second 2, like, oh, I haven't thought about that in like a long time. Yeah. So it was wild. Like she brought up a childhood. The third one that she brought up was I was trying to turn raisins into grapes.
You were trying to turn raisins into grapes.
Yeah,
You were
so-
trying to rehydrate them.
Well, I got it messed up. I was like
Oh, okay.
6 or something. I don't know.
Okay.
And so I learned that grapes come from, or raisins come from grapes. I still
Yeah.
mess it up.
Yeah.
Raisins come from grapes. Now I'm 39, still can't get it. Raisins come from grapes. But for some reason, I understood it as the other way around.
Okay.
So I went on my street corner, like my front yard on a
And you
weekend.
put raisins out in the sun.
Yeah, and my magnifying glass and everything. And I'm like, why aren't they turning the grapes? I don't get it.
Oh my goodness, I love that so much.
Yeah. So I was like, man, I remember that story.
But why is it important for you to remember this? Why did you guys dig this out of the chest drawer of old memories?
So her process is going through what we were talking about, disappointing people So my fear is disappointing people. So she's trying to go. It's like, okay, well, when you were a baby, you weren't afraid of disappointing people. You know, you pooed all over the place and you didn't care. You're not comparing your how much hair you have to your friend's hair and how, right? And so the comparison.
What's that hair doing?
The comparison is trained. So that what her theory is, whatever limiting belief you have is trained. It's not naturally in you. It's been trained through experiences and memories. And so you have to go back to those experiences and memories, find out what they are, and then that's not who you are anymore, right? Like if I tried to turn raisins into grapes, I'd be pumped. Like I make mistakes like that all the time, dude. On every podcast I'm screwing up. It's the best. But so her idea is that then made me partly afraid of disappointing people and making stupid mistakes.
So here's a question I have for you.
Okay.
When you're speaking to someone who's looking to help you, like a counselor, like this experience you had, so last Friday I jumped on a call with Michael Lamont, wanted to talk about mindset.
Okay.
He wanted to help me work through this idea that I had of scarcity mindset. And so we're talking, and he asked some questions, and then he asked something about my childhood. And I said, well, my home, and I explained my home, and I shared this story about when I was growing up as a kid. I remember being hungry all the time, even though we grew up very middle class. So if my parents ordered pizza and I was a certain age, I would be allocated a certain number of pizza, let's say 1 or 2 slices. And if I wanted more, I'd have to pay for it myself.
Nice.
Well, you say nice, but so I had to pay for it myself.
That's amazing.
And
so
so
what they said, like, hey, Mark, it's 50 cents to get an extra slice?
Yeah.
Wow.
This
And how
is
did
what-
you make money? Wait, how old were you?
7, 8,
And how did you make money?
9.
Allowance?
I used to make $2 a week for doing all of my chores, but no, not really. Like just trying to find money, save stuff up. But
You find money, like, on the street?
no, like what?
In
Like
the
like under
cushions?
the cushions. Yeah. Like whatever you do to scrounge up some money.
Okay.
But so here's the thing. So anyway, this is an idea my stepfather had. He used to say that he wasn't raising children, he was raising little adults.
Okay.
Of course, this put me in a position where I left when I was 16, but anyway.
Gave you the skills.
But anyway, so I shared this story about how I had this childhood, and like even though I was hungry and even though I wanted more pizza because of my age, because of the predetermined amount that I should have gotten, I'm a glutton for wanting the second or the third piece because I'm hungry and I'd have to pay for it. Anyway, so I share this story out of a whole bunch of stuff, and he picks this story out and he goes, I wonder if you treat money this way now as an adult because you only have your allotment, and if you want more, that makes you selfish because when you were a kid, if you wanted more pizza, you were selfish, and you feel like you don't have the money to go get what you want. Blah. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. But when you're working with this hypnotherapist, and they pull out this story and they go, this story is representative of how you don't want to disappoint people. Okay. Or when our friend Michael pulls out the story of the pizza with the kids and he goes, maybe this story is representative. Like, I could have said any story. Do you think that there's any validity to us grabbing a story, picking a story, sharing this story, and then that somehow actually represents this bigger thing in our lives right now? Or could it just be that I chose to tell that story and you chose to pull out this memory and it has nothing to do, like you trying to turn raisins into grapes or grapes into raisins, what does that really have to do with you disappointing people today?
This is not an area that I'm an expert at. And so I think there's a whole world that I don't understand.
Mm-hmm. I don't understand either, so that's what I'm asking.
I play at the very edges of it. So I believe that an idea comes to you for a reason and you got to do something on it, right? So don't judge the idea, do something. Why we started this whole podcast, right? Driving to the desert, thinking, Mark, here we go. Mark, you want to do this? Yes, great. Now we're 18 episodes in.
This is number 16.
Pretty close. I'm living in the future.
I think it's number 16.
Wait, but there's a bonus one.
Yes, there will be a bonus episode
17.
dropping very soon.
So, and the people who have gone through meditative experiences, I believe that they're feeling the things that I can't feel. I mean, I remember being at Tony Robbins the first time, and people were feeling energy balls and like put your hand over somebody's head and feel their energy and all this stuff. I'm like, I'm doing it, but I'm not feeling anything. And other people are like, yeah, I totally feel it. I believe that they feel it. I believe that meditation works. I believe that a lot of stuff works. Just because it doesn't work for me yet doesn't mean it doesn't work.
Yet. I like that you added that.
Yeah, so I'm open. Even though everything in my history has told me this does not work, I'm still open to it working in a different way, or maybe I've grown enough to now do it. So why did I pick those stories? I don't know. I believe those. She didn't tell me, think about when you are outside on a Sunday on a whatever. Like she came up with the topic of disappointing people, and then she said, go to a moment in your childhood, and then she took me, she said, okay, go earlier, and then go earlier. So it was like, you imagine yourself shrinking down.
So let me ask you, like, I'm more curious as a friend than anything else.
Okay.
How do you feel like, so you sucked, like you're a little kid, you think you misunderstood grapes to raisins, raisins to grapes, you're out there trying. How does that disappoint anyone?
So the thesis is, you've had these experiences in your childhood that shaped your belief system in a profound negative way that you are not even conscious of anymore, but that's how your belief system. And then now as an adult, if you were to step back into it, you realize, oh, that's like that thing, that's not that scary. I wouldn't react the same way as an adult. That thing that subconsciously had this grip over you.
Yes.
Now isn't a big deal.
Yes.
So then what do you do?
That's interesting. So I was listening to a Tom Bilyeu episode with the writer, I don't remember his name, I wish I did now, but he wrote the book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F, and he's releasing a new book. I don't know if you're on that episode of Tom Bilyeu yet or not, but it was really interesting because I haven't dug too deep into the psychology side of this stuff, but he was saying that, obviously as an adult, you would face certain setbacks, certain trauma, certain situations where you would just shrug it off, or you would have the ability to rationalize your way around it, or this pain would happen, but you would work through it and deal with it. But when you're little and you're not fully developed, cognitively or emotionally, and you're not prepared to handle these things happen to you, and you kind of suppress them, put them away, and then never circle around back on them. And so you're bringing them with you, you're bringing them along with you, and you don't even realize that you've been dragging this along with you this whole time. And as an adult, again, you would have very quickly dealt with it. But as a kid, you just didn't know what to do or how to deal with it.
So same thing.
That's interesting.
And then now stepping back in, so you have to step back into that moment as an adult, and then she makes you say something out loud. I forget what it was. Like, I am not that person because whatever. Declarative statement.
Okay. How do you feel about that?
Dude, I'll do it. Whatever.
You'll do it. How do you feel about it, I said?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, there was definitely something happening. It was a little bit choppy because her internet cut out a couple times, and I'm only hearing every 2-3 words and missing some of the context. And there's a lag, so she's like, say this, and then I'm waiting, and then she's like, Evan, say this. Like, oh, okay. I feel like I still have to reflect on why those other two memories came up, like why the grapes raisins thing, right? I don't know. Why did I think about that? I like to think that thoughts come to you for a reason and they mean something. Of all the things that you could pick, I could have picked anything. I don't think that that's just a random thought. I could start a podcast with any random human. Why did I pick Mark? I like to think it's not just a random thought.
I like to think so as well.
Right? I like to think that there's something guiding me, right? Like there's a reason why I picked that. And so I act on it. So there's a reason, same thing, if you ask me to think about something, there's a reason why I come up with that answer. You ask me to think about a memory, there's a reason why I pick that memory.
So So I struggle with knowing what to do. I have tons of thoughts that come to me. I can think back to a few weeks ago when we were here at TDS for Evan's 3-day Thought Leadership Academy. And Evan decided to give someone on his team this really amazing piece of art, this memento, so with Alex on your team, you shared this story about the years of work and progress he's made, and you made a moment in front of everyone to say, like, I want to give you this, and it was really meaningful to him. And we were in a session where we were speaking about vulnerability, about when you feel it, when you feel joy, when you feel excitement, when you feel scared or pain or worry, that's when you grab your camera and share it.
Yep.
And so you gave Alex this amazing thing. It was a really touching moment. He's crying. I could see on your face you were into it.
I was in, okay, great.
in the Evan way. You weren't crying or anything, but there was a meaningful moment for you.
Okay.
And then you said, Alex, film.
Yeah.
Alex, film, like film. And
Well, I said I had a gift and a challenge. I led with that.
Sure, okay, but
So it
you
was
said,
all
Alex,
intentional.
film.
Yeah.
And he's crying.
Oh, yeah, it was the best.
He pulls up his phone and then has to drop it down because he can't even get the words
the
out.
message sucked. He said nothing.
But there was 20 seconds of him just trying to get ready.
Yeah.
And I leaned over to someone beside me, to one of the coaches, Lily, and I said, he should start recording. He doesn't have to say anything.
Okay.
It's more powerful if he says nothing.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to break that moment. He was having a moment. I didn't want to be the person in the back of the room saying, start recording.
Okay.
And so I didn't say anything.
Okay.
And then afterwards, I'm telling you how I was like, man, he should have just started recording. Like, his reaction without words was more powerful than later when he composed himself what he said. And then you were like, you should have said something. You have this thought. This thought is in your mind. This thought came to you for a reason. Why aren't you sharing it? Mm-hmm. And so this is what, like, I struggle with this idea of like, hey, the thought has come to me, I better act. But half the stuff that comes to me would make me more aggressive or boorish or in your face or any of these things.
No.
Because I would have shouted out, Alex, start recording.
But then don't be stupid while you say it.
I don't have that filter. The filter I have is shut up and don't say anything.
No. If you see your experience in a moment too, so how would Mark, with love, reach out and say the message?
Like, how could I have handled it?
Yeah.
I could have walked over and just given him a hug, picked up the camera and hit record for him.
Yeah. There you go.
But then I would have inserted myself into the moment. That would so now I'm thinking this through. That would actually worry me because now I'm inserting myself into a moment that has nothing to do with me in front of everyone.
It did have everything. It did have to do with you.
Why?
Because here's a guy who's struggling and everybody in the audience is moved by it. Mm-hmm. You're having a moment too, so it impacts you. You can come up and you help.
Okay.
Inserting taking an idea that you have and trusting it doesn't mean you have to be aggressive and boorish.
I'm just saying that with my personality type, the things that pop into my head, I need to filter myself. I feel like I need to filter myself.
But the filter, great. Filter, don't censor.
Oh, go on and tell me what that means.
You know what that means. Filter, don't censor. It's self-explanatory. Filter, don't censor. How do you want to express yourself?
No, that's the kind of thing you post on Instagram that in a 15-second clip that actually explain to me, no, like really give me context. What does that mean?
You know what that means.
No, I don't. Filter, not censor.
No,
tell me.
you
Tell
know
me.
what that means. Then tell me what you think it means.
Censor is repressive and filtering is being careful.
Sure. Yes.
Okay.
Do that.
Okay. So be careful with what I'm saying.
You
but
filter it
but
through
don't
what?
repress.
What are you going to filter it through? Filter it through?
A Brita? I don't know.
No. Don't be stupid. Stay with me.
Stay with
through,
me.
Yes.
Filter through checking the moment, looking at the dynamic of the room, thinking about if what I'm about to say might have a negative reaction.
Filtering. So a
what you mean?
message is delivered
Yes.
with emotional commitment. What is the emotion that you want to filter it through? Sometimes aggressiveness is like when I say, Mark, don't be stupid. I want to focus on this thing.
You didn't filter though. You didn't think about that.
No,
that was a reaction.
Great, but that's communication. A lot of it is pattern recognition. Mm-hmm. If you don't base it off of previous experiences, previous discussions, then you're always you're the donkey that dies of hunger and thirst because it's just looking between. You know that story?
No, that's a weird reference. If I don't know that story, the donkey that dies.
There's a story of a donkey. There's a donkey. Okay?
Donkey.
There's
Gotcha.
a donkey.
Donkey.
There's a donkey, and then there's water over here, and food. I can't see me. Food over here. Water on one side, food on the other side, and the donkey is just standing in the middle, looking at both, looking back and forth, and not deciding to do anything.
You know what? A great gift is that you can even do that neck movement.
It is a great gift.
Yes.
And then the donkey dies. Yeah, the donkey dies out of indecision, where he could have just gone and drank and
so
eat.
now
and
you have a dead donkey on your hands. And
Yeah.
don't even get me started on how hard it is to dispose of a donkey.
No, it doesn't matter. You're the donkey and you're dead, so don't worry about how you dispose of yourself. People will take care of that. So you've done this. You have awareness. You're a smart person. You ask, is this when Alex is sitting up and crying at the front and can't gain composure to say a single word, is aggressive yelling at him the right thing to do?
Well, if I didn't think about it, what I probably would have done was said, Alex, hit record. Just start recording. And that's not, to me, like as sensitive as the moment was.
Great. So now you're using a filter, but you censored yourself instead of speaking up. So sensitive is the emotion. Amazing. Now say the message that you want him to hear with sensitivity instead of censoring yourself.
Alex, we love you. Start recording.
Or go walk up and hug him and then say, man,
okay.
you got this, or whatever.
Yeah.
And you'll probably suck the first time, just like when I was hugging people at Tony Robbins, I struggled and sucked and couldn't figure that
The
out.
best story. For our new podcast listeners, you got to share this story.
I decided that Mark and I went to Tony Robbins when?
November 7th to 11th, 2018.
Wow. Decent memory.
Life-changing days, man.
Really?
That trip changed my life.
Nice, dude. I like it.
Yes.
Good. How so?
How so? You want to get into it?
Well, that's bigger than me.
Why don't we tell the hugging story? Because the hugging story is actually really funny.
but this changed
people,
your life.
I know, but people love to hear Evan suck at something. And let me tell you,
suck at everything,
Evan
guys.
was so bad at this.
Yeah. Why is it? I suck at everything.
No,
except
no,
like
no, no.
8 things.
No, you are very, very gifted and very good at things. You tell yourself you suck at it because you're open to other people's.
No. I actually
both of the
legit
Tony
suck
Robbins.
at most stuff. Most things I suck at, dude.
There are.
Fixing cars, 0.
You could be great at it. You choose to say you suck
But
at
that's
it.
everybody, dude. You could be great at everything with practice.
It doesn't mean that you suck at it. I think that when you suck at something, we're way off tangent now. I think when you suck at something, it means that it's literally a skill set that with practice, dedication, and hard work, you will never get. Guess what? I suck at singing. Like, no amount of vocal coaching and training will help my pitch because I suck at singing.
You can be good at singing, Mark. You could be singing. Just sing some church songs. You're good to go.
Listen, I love karaokeing. I find it a ton of fun. But I am objectively very, very bad at singing. Like, I have very bad at singing.
Okay. Most people suck at everything.
Yes.
Great. Now, how is Tony Robbins' life changing?
How is Tony? We are talking about the Evan Carmichael hugging story.
We're coming back to it.
No, we're going to do this first. We're at Tony Robbins. I'm the host here.
All right.
We're at Tony Robbins.
We're Tony Robbins. I decide, I don't know why, that I need to hug people.
No, you decide that handshakes
Right.
are cold and insensitive, and Tony Robbins is all about hugging people,
Okay.
right? You don't
But why?
want
What
to.
was
You
the
decide that you don't want to shake people's hands anymore.
Yeah, I know. Okay, great. Yes, I want to turn a handshake into a hug. I don't do handshakes anymore. I do hugs.
Right. Hugs
But
over handshakes.
But what was the thing that led to? Why did I decide that?
I don't know. You come up with all kinds of crazy things.
Anyway, that's the thing. I came with a crazy idea, right?
Popped
So
into his head. No more
Yeah,
handshakes.
I didn't self-identify as a hugger, and so I thought, this is awkward for me. I have the idea for some reason, so I'm going to do it. Instead of handshakes, I'm going to hug people.
Yes.
And at the beginning, it was easy. I just said, okay, I do handshakes, I do hugs. And the first 5 people was great. And then I think it was Corona. Yeah, was it Corona? I forget. Anyway, we're upstairs. People recognize me at the Tony
Yes,
Robbins.
it was Corona.
And then Corona, our friend who came to my first workshop, says, Evan, I didn't realize you're such a germaphobe. And we're standing over this counter that is their fast food counter.
Mm-hmm.
Germaphobe? I'm not a germaphobe. And then I licked the counter.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, this
Oh,
nasty
yeah.
counter that people have been touching all day long. I'm not a germaphobe. Blah! Giant lick across the counter. Just
forgot about
because.
that.
And they're like, what makes you think I'm a germaphobe? Because you don't want to shake people's hands.
See, that was a pretty aggressive move on your part.
Yeah, because it's like, I don't identify. Well, I'm not a germaphobe. That's weird. What am I doing that puts off this completely opposite
Because you refused to shake people's
impression?
hands.
Right, so then she explained, well, because you're saying you don't want to handshake people. And I didn't even associate shaking hands with germs. It makes sense, but it's not how I thought. So then, now I didn't know what to say. What do I tell people when I don't want to hug them? I don't want to shake their hand. I want to hug them. What do I say? And so then it got awkward. Then I didn't have a game plan. And so Mark and I went back to our seats, and some other guy comes up and says, hey, Evan, good to meet you, shakes out his hand. And so my trigger was, somebody puts up their hand, I hug them. Hand becomes a hug. Hand becomes a hug. I'm a visual person.
This is so good.
So the next guy who stops us in the seating comes up, says, "Hey, Evan, good. I love your videos. Thank you, man." Puts out his hand, and I forgot what I was supposed to say.
I even helped you with a script.
Now, yeah, we came up with a script.
Yeah. We
And I
practiced
forgot it. I just forgot it. I'm in the moment. I'm flustered. I'm sweating bullets. I see the hand. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. So he has his hand out, and I just awkwardly hug him and say, "I love."
That was it. That was it.
That was it. Yeah, and then we came back. We started talking about my videos. Super awkward. Super awkward. And then the next one, literally like
Hold
a
on,
minute later.
you're glossing over though
Oh, okay, what did I
how awkward this
It
moment
was
is.
so awkward.
Right? So the guy reaches out his hand, you ignore it, give him a hug he's not ready for.
There was hesitation.
and
I didn't
just
know what to do.
whisper into his ear, "I hug."
I love.
I love.
I hug. I don't know that I whispered into his ear. I said, "I love."
I love.
Yeah,
I
love.
love.
It was
No context, no
Yeah.
explanation. I just spit. That's how
so
funny
good.
it was.
Yeah, it was the best. Anyway, so then right away, like that conversation ends, another guy comes up to me and says, "Hey, Evan, love your videos," handshake, and say, "Can you hold on 1 minute? Just hold on." And I go find Mark, who's like close by. I say, "Mark, what am I supposed to say?
Yeah, I was working through an exercise at the
What's
time.
my line again? What do I say about the whole hug
I
thing? I'm not
remember this
getting
now.
it." And then I delivered it.
Yeah.
I forget what it was. Like, I want to turn. I forget what. It doesn't matter. Anyway, so I hugged him.
I believe in hugs over handshakes. I think it was what.
No, that's what I started with, but then people thought I was a germaphobe.
Okay, cool. Whatever.
Yeah, anyway. So, yeah. So that was awkward. But then that became my thing where I had to hug everybody who put out their hand, I had to give a hug to. Until it wasn't awkward for me anymore.
And then you forgot.
Yeah, because it wasn't awkward. The whole point wasn't, it was to lose the awkwardness.
Right.
So now I could hug somebody or shake their hand or whatever. It's fine.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
One, I love that story because it shows how much you screw things up sometimes.
We could make a whole podcast of how I screw things up.
Let's do that.
Okay, great.
Let's do the Evan Carmichael list of failures.
Awesome. I fail every day. Dude, even I can't remember the story properly. Great, fail. I forgot to bring my water cup from home that I was excited to drink from.
Your bullet coffee?
Yeah, fail. Now I got to drink this.
Fail.
Fail. What else?
I don't consider those failures.
Okay, why?
I feel like a failure has to cost something.
Okay, well, that not telling a great story on the podcast, not remembering it properly, costs viewership, costs embarrassment.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
So we're talking, though, it seems like this episode topic, which I wasn't even planning to talk about, but that's the best, is about the idea now that if something pops into your head.
Can we stop for a second because I see a comment there?
Yeah,
it
what's
says,
the comment?
"Where is this amazing podcast? You two are gold."
Yes.
See? That's a good interruption.
That's a really great interruption. So just go ahead and go to Google and search Something to Prove podcast, Evan Carmichael. We are on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, SoundCloud, Stitcher. It's on YouTube, although we're going to work on making sure it can be found a lot easier on YouTube. Or right here live on IGTV.
Thursdays at
3.
3 o'clock Eastern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it comes out Friday morning at 6:30.
And in 15 minutes, we're going to get to viewer questions. So
We are.
So post them and we'll
We are.
answer them soon.
But we're talking now about this idea that it pops into your head. I've never thought of the things that pop into my head as being valuable just because they pop into my head.
That means you don't think you're valuable.
Well, we've already done episodes on that. We've done many podcast episodes
but
on my
this is
self-belief.
This is the whole thing.
The whole thing.
Yes, this is the whole thing. That,
The whole thing.
That I am valuable, so the ideas that come into my head are valuable, and then by ignoring the valuable ideas in your head, you teach yourself that you suck. So instead, I'm going to try the ideas in my head. Yes, because they need to be birthed. And then not judging the outcome. Like if you didn't say yes to this podcast, I may not have a podcast. I don't know. Or maybe I find somebody else.
There is nothing that can replace the chemistry that Evan and I have together. Is that better for ego?
Is it better for your
My ego, my personal
whatever.
ego?
Sure. Great.
Evan's answered almost everything is "You're okay, Mark."
You're okay, Mark.
You're okay, Mark. You're okay.
All
Let's
the
go.
complaints.
Let's go. You're okay, Mark.
Yeah.
Okay. So is that it? That's the answer? I'm really worried right now that we're going to get questions after this podcast release from people who say, yeah, but But okay, so I have these ideas. I have all these ideas in my head.
Well,
I have too many ideas.
What's one of your ideas?
I have
in
too
your
many
head?
ideas.
Great, you do it, Mark. What's one of your ideas?
I don't know. I'm blanking right now because you're putting me on the spot.
I get so many ideas that I don't do, and now I'm blanking.
Well, like so. Okay, so here was something that I did act on, which was amazing.
Okay.
So Saturday night.
Look how already you feel great. Look, I acted
feel
on
great.
it, and I feel amazing.
I did feel amazing.
Imagine if you acted on ideas every day and you felt amazing. What would that lead for Dragosaurus into 2020?
It could also just lead to crazy ADD with lots of pursuit of lots of different things. Listen, I'm a starter. I am 100% a starter
that's your fear
and
talking.
not a finisher. I love change. I love starting things. I love getting them to the point where, and then, you know what, the valley of hardness kicks in, the valley of doubt kicks in, and then I'm like, I'm on to the next thing. So if all I did was chase the ideas that popped into my head all day, I might be happier, but...
No, that's not all you're doing.
Okay.
Because you love doing hard things.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So the valley is the best.
Sometimes.
The doubt is the best.
Sometimes.
You want
Have
doubt.
I explained? I've never explained. So there's the idea of the valley and pushing through the valley of. Have we talked about this on the podcast?
I don't know, dude.
Is this, I don't know if it's just something I invented or if something I heard from someone else.
Invented.
But literally, you get an idea and you get super excited about it. And then you start doing it and it's hot and it's cool and it's great. And then you get in hard enough to start to get resistance, or it starts to become boring, or it starts to become hard. And that's that valley. And if you just push through the valley, you will actually get to the other side where you achieve that little micro thing in your brain where you're like, yes, I did something great. And then that will take you to a new level. So here's an example. I was...
You have to love the valley. You'll stop if you don't love the valley. Getting some little tangerine on the other side of it's not going to do anything.
Well, so here's the thing. So like last fall, I borrowed my wife's van. She went away. I borrowed my wife's van, and I was like, there's something wrong with this van. And like, I realized my wife has been driving around with the van making this terrible noise the whole time. And I'm kind of a car guy, so I'm like, I think like a wheel bearing is going on it, which is really dangerous. Because if a wheel bearing goes, it can snap off, the wheel can come off on the highway, suddenly, it's terrible. And I was like, this is like really bad. It needs to be fixed today. So I go to the auto parts store, I get this wheel bearing, and it's hot. I have 4 kids, so I'm watching my kids in the afternoon while my wife's away trying to get this thing fixed, because if it doesn't get fixed today, and here's the thing. I took off the tire, I took off the old wheel bearing. I got far enough along that I couldn't go back. I couldn't put the tire back on. And guess what? I cannot get this car part off. It's seized. And it's so seized that like no amount of tapping with a chisel or heat or anything will take it off. And I've also hammered it so much that I've ruined it to the point where I can't now put it back on and take it to an auto shop and say, hey, please help me and save me. Nice. I am literally stuck.
Nice.
And so I am right now in the depth, the valley of like, what do I do? I can't go back.
Yeah.
Everything I'm trying won't work. I'm literally so worried.
So
Time is against me. My kids are all against me. It's hot.
Oh my God.
I'm like seriously ready to cry. I'm like, what do I do? I'm feeling so hopeless. So I get a really big hammer. I get a 5-pound hammer, and I'm like, well, I can't ruin this any more than it already is. And I literally just...
You said, let's go. That's what you said. And then you fixed the thing, and now you've got a great story.
So here's the thing.
And you feel amazing about yourself.
I spent 40 minutes in that valley trying to tinker on things, and then finally I was like, there's nothing I can do. And I beat the crap out of it. And within 8 minutes, I had it off. I had the new one on. I had the tire put on. I had the car down, and everything cleaned up. And I was looking at my clock, and I was like, how did this turn? Like, how did this go from 8 minutes ago, me being almost in tears?
How did it turn? How did it? Because you said,
let's go.
Let's go. That's how you turn it. Yeah.
And I've seen this repeated
let's go.
in so many points of my life, though.
Yep.
That's the push through. Like the push through where you're like
let's
hopeless and in tears and like this is never gonna like you put more effort in.
Yeah, but the best part isn't that you got the little thing and the wheel worked. It's that you got through the thing.
Not only that, but the turn happened so fast. Like really, really fast.
It's not about getting a little tangerine at the end. It's about.
I'm saying I got that. I was like, wow, how did I turn this around? I've seen that anyway, I won't go through all the stories of me working at my house where I've seen this happen, but the turn happens really fast. Let's go.
That's it. Let's go. That's the answer to all of your problems. Let's go.
So
go.
Idea pops into your mind.
Let's go. Do it.
You start to do it.
Yes.
Why did you say let's go each time I said something?
Not a monkey, Mark.
No, we've already established
Not
that
your monkey.
You come up with an animal every time. So what you've used so far is sleigh dog,
okay,
horse,
We talked about donkey today.
and donkey and monkey.
Okay.
Anyway,
I'm a visual guy. I like seeing visuals.
yes, if anyone has the opportunity to connect with Evan, here's a little tip. Don't send him anything in an audio recording.
Oh, yeah.
Audio memos,
Jesus.
does not want. He wants it in written or video. I got yelled
Yes.
at Saturday morning.
I can't believe you didn't know that, though. You should have known that. He sends you this audio recording. Come on, Mark.
I love audio recordings because they're really quick. You push the button, you record, away they go. It's better than something texting.
Videos are the same thing. Videos are the
My
exact
videos,
same thing.
half the time whatever. Half the time my videos don't have audio attached to it on
Well, fix it.
Facebook. Yes, I will fix it. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay, I think we did an awesome job on that topic. I
Really?
want to spend a...
I thought we're all over the place.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so bring it back home for us then.
What was the whole theme in the beginning? We went to Tony Robbins, but what was the whole starting point?
We started with your hypnotism,
Okay.
which led, you want to go down this path? We started your hypnotism, which led to the idea of you sharing a story that was deep. I then said, I don't know if these stories can relate up to things, and you said, well, it popped into your head.
Yeah.
You then said,
So
well,
what are you going
things-
to do, though? What are you
things
going
that
to
pop
are you going to so put a bow on it? Are you going to follow the ideas in your head?
Yeah, that's the answer.
So what's an idea in your head? What can you do now?
Well, I want to move on the podcast. That's what's in my head right now. What do you mean? I'm going to stop. We, audience, you and I together, are going to stop. What was the term you used? You were really proud of?
I don't know.
You said you're going to do this and not this. Don't.
No idea, dude.
What's the term?
No idea. Nobody knows, Mark. Nobody knows.
Comments. Let's go. That's what we're going to do.
Oh,
No,
let's go.
No, we're going to stop. You said I got to stop not scrutinizing, not screening.
Judging? Doesn't even remember my gold advice.
You were really proud of yourself.
I'm proud of myself all the
I
time.
know you are. I know you are.
I think, why? Because I follow my ideas. That's
Someone
how you
says, answer the questions. Let's go. No one wants this down period. We did it. We wrapped a bow on it. The idea comes into your head. It got there for a reason. The answer is to take action on it and not to question yourself too much.
So you got to do. We got to take action. You
I
gotta
did
take
it.
action.
I was telling you a story about Saturday. Saturday, I did it real quick. Late at night, laying in bed, like 10 p.m., I see Adam from California
Oh, yeah.
jumping on a live.
Yeah.
And I went, I want to see what he's doing. I go on there. There's no one on the live. So
Nice.
he sees me jump on, and instantly he says, hey, Mark, join my live.
Nice.
And I'm like, my wife is sleeping. I'm like laying in bed,
That's
and I was
the
like,
best.
okay, hold on. So I text him, I'm like, hold on a second. So I got to like get dressed. Everyone's sleeping in my house. I got to go outside. I was like, I don't know where I go because my dog is asleep. Everything's asleep. So I
That
go
should all
outside.
be- What are you doing?
I went outside.
What are you doing? It's the exact opposite of what you want Alex to do.
No, I said, let's go. So I quickly throw on a shirt.
No,
And I-
film like right away. Why are you waiting? Why are you catching them up?
Because
Why are you so upset at Alex? Because he hedged and he waited for 20 to gather composure.
I just wanted to put on a shirt and make sure I didn't wake up my family when I was like,
So you-
hey, what's up?
No, you mute the phone
Okay.
and you get out of bed and you slowly walk out.
And
That's
get
the whole
dressed?
thing. Who cares? You're topless. Go. Let's go. So upset at Alex for not doing it in the moment. Look, yours was even worse.
I needed someone to whisper in my ear, just go.
Let's go.
You don't have to say anything. There we go.
Okay.
That's the bow we're going to wrap on this topic. I want to do a few fun questions. We haven't
yeah.
done them in a while.
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
you ready?
right,
We're going to
yes.
do some either ors.
Did you prepare?
I did.
Okay.
I did. I wrote two. One will be on the fly. Let's see how this goes.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay,
Let's
you
go.
ready?
Let's go, yes.
Would you rather have to bike everywhere or hike everywhere? Inside and outside.
No.
Everywhere.
Pros and cons. I go bike. You can just go further.
You'd go bike.
Net, I can go
No,
further.
but think about this.
Yeah.
Bike everywhere or hike everywhere. It's
Yeah.
not like your bike is like your bike is in here now with you.
Yeah. I can go further. I can go further.
Wow.
Yeah. I want the distance. Bike into the bathroom, bike into the urinal. I mean, that's where you're going, right?
Yeah,
Everywhere.
that's where I'm going with it.
Yeah.
Around the corners,
Yeah.
it's like really hard. You're bringing this thing, you're on the escalator. People are like, why do you bring a bike everywhere?
Yeah.
It's just my thing.
I think that would be a great video.
Great exercise?
Yeah. No, not even. I think the hiking is better exercise than biking.
No, a great exercise, like a great social
I see.
experiment.
I just think I can, like, if I need to go to New York or something.
What, you're going to
it.
bike to New York?
I have to bike. You said everywhere.
I know, but you're not going to bike to New York.
How am I going to get there? I'm going to hike?
No, you're just, for the time period, or whatever this period is, you're just not
I was thinking for life. For what?
For life.
For what? For a day? Then
No,
hike.
not for a day.
For what?
I don't know.
I'm actually thinking
3
this
months.
through, Mark.
3 months.
I'm thinking this through.
It's an either or. Would you rather?
Yes, bike.
You'd
I
rather
wanna
bike
get,
everywhere.
I need to get to New York.
I'd hike
if I need
everywhere.
to get to New York.
I'd hike everywhere.
Great.
I would shrink down my world. So guess what, Fanta? You're now moving a lot closer to my house, or I'm moving a lot closer
I've
to
actually
work.
built that though. I can walk everywhere.
I know. You could walk from here to your condo, and yet
Yeah.
you still drive your Porsche.
Yeah. Well, I need to get here in time. I had a meeting, that I had podcasts all day long,
Yeah.
and I have a 25-minute window to get here.
Brilliant.
So I could walk it, but then
Brilliant.
I need to factor more time. So.
So it's Thursday. Our cheat day is Saturday.
Okay.
I want to know by
rather?
no, not would you rather.
Oh.
Thursday or Friday is the time in the week where it's like, oh, it's been a long time since we've gone nuts. That's when my cravings for keto and for intermittent fasting start to kick in.
Oh yeah.
So I want to know what your greatest cravings are
Oh.
by food group.
Oh, I thought we were gonna pick what day of the week. Okay. By food
No.
group.
No, but like not Saturday morning, but like Friday. You're just like, oh my goodness, tomorrow I get to have what?
Interesting. I don't want to think that way. I would go sweet. Sweet is my default. Sweet first. Then salty. And then
Sweet what? Be more specific.
oh, I don't know. Butter tarts always great.
Hey, how are the keto butter tarts?
Pretty good.
Why would you make keto butter tarts on a cheat day when you can eat them on keto days?
Yeah, it's a great question. Because idea to action. Nina woke up at 6:30 on a Saturday morning, where normally we'd sleep till, I don't know, 8 or something on Saturday. She woke up at 6:30 thinking about making keto butter tarts. So I said, okay, well, I always plan our Saturdays as a surprise for Nina. So I had a whole day planned, but this was her idea. I said, okay, well, I'll fit that in. We're up early anyway, so let's go to Whole Foods and buy the ingredients that you need. And
She only needed one ingredient. You went all the way to Whole Foods for like
She needed two.
two? I love your reaction. You're like, this is all we needed?
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
But I did action. That's it. That's it. I had a whole plan. This is not part of the plan, but we're going to do it because it's inspired action.
Inspired action.
I think
That's
your
a new
ideas.
term.
I think your ideas are inspired, and so you need
Amazing.
to act on them. Yeah.
Amazing.
Even when I can't talk on the podcast, but something else happened. I'm pissed. I got an idea. I got to do something. This happens sometimes. You get ideas. You got to do something that will likely help somebody else out that I don't even want to do. I'm pissed that I came up with the idea because now I have to do
help
it.
me?
No, it's not you. Somebody else.
Okay, well then I don't care. No, I'm joking.
But like even that, I don't want to do this.
Yeah,
I have to do it.
because you had the idea.
Yep.
Because you had the idea.
And it's gonna help. You know, it's gonna help. But I don't want to do it. But I have to because it's inspired action. I'm gonna regret it if I don't do it.
So this is why you can't earlier in the podcast say that you suck. Because this is your greatest superpower. What you're doing right now. The fact that
I'm
you came up
amazing.
I know, but the fact that you came up with this idea and it bothers you that you don't want to do it, you won't like doing it, but you have to do it to help people, and you're going to do it. This is what makes you you.
Yes.
Yes, and that doesn't suck.
That does not suck.
Yes.
But video recording and editing, I suck at. There's
You could be
lots
great at it.
Great, but
You could be a great accountant.
I think you could be great at everything if you want to be. Awesome. We're going in circles here. I don't suck as a human. I'm amazing. I love myself. It's great. Yes. And within the things that I do, I'm amazing at 5 to 8 things that I can crush in my sleep. And everything else I suck at. I could get good if I want to. I don't want to. I don't want to bike to New York. I could be the greatest New York biker of all time if I wanted to. Great. That's not what I want to do.
Right. Beautiful. I don't have a third question. What do you want the third question to be? Come up with a question. The last time you came up with a question, which was like the posh, whatever, the Spice Girls versus Backstreet Boys or something, was epic.
Was it epic?
It was epic. It was great.
Well, what day of the week do you start to get cravings on?
Like right now.
Is it Thursday?
Today's Thursday. But
Wait, if I asked you on a Wednesday, would it still be right now?
no. Tomorrow I'll start to like really, I'll be like, like I could really go for it. Yeah.
Interesting.
But for me, it's like, it depends what I'm feeling, but usually it's something pasta-based or Chinese noodles or pretty much any carb.
Carb, but not
Carbs.
sugar.
No, I don't care about sugar.
Yeah, I'll go sugar.
I do not care about sugar. Like, give me like a lasagna, or like sushi, or
sushi.
Asian noodles, or just like I just want like not even bread. I don't care about that stuff.
Oh my God, Nina made this almond flour bread. It's good. Almond flour with eggs and
So I had a client who follows me on Instagram and knew that I was on keto, and I showed up to a client meeting that happened to be booked at noon. And I walk into the boardroom, and they have all of these pastries out, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna kill me. Like, not only can I not eat till 2 p.m., my meeting goes till 3, which means I'm not gonna eat till 3:30. I have to watch all these people eat.
Yes.
Yes, and then guess what? She's like, oh, I know you're on keto, so I made you keto scones, and those are for you.
That's awesome.
She made me keto scones for our meeting.
That's Fanta level experience brand.
I like acts of service. I was so
that's
blown
awesome.
away. I was so blown away.
But the bigger thing is, why are you up? You should be pumped. Why are you not pumped that you're in this room full of amazing scones that you can't eat, and you have to watch these pigs?
No, they're not pigs. They're amazing people. I just said that.
Shove it in their face while you can't eat until 3. That's the best. That's
Anyway,
the whole thing that needs to
But
change.
no, now that I had it there, I ate them at 2 o'clock. Yeah.
Great, but you know what? Life is not throwing that at you.
Right.
Like, that's not going to
No,
happen.
I was
consistently.
prepared not to eat till 3:30.
Not prepared. It's not prepared. The climb is the whole game. It's the whole
What's
game.
your question? Hit me with a fun
I
question.
did. What day of the week?
What day of the week?
Because I don't think that way.
I don't think that way either. I just tell you that like I'm hungry.
Yeah, but I don't feel that way.
Like today, I had a client meeting for lunch, so I ate a little bit earlier than I normally would. But I went to this French restaurant and I just had what do you call it? A niçoise salad?
I don't know.
Whatever. Anyway, it was delicious, but it was not very plentiful, and I'm starving. So now I could really go for some sushi or something.
So
But that's okay.
I wish I had sushi in front of me.
So you could smell it?
No, so you could smell it, and I would waft it into your face.
so good.
And you better say, yeah, that's it. That's it. That's how you build self-love, right there. That's the foundation level of self-love.
Okay, first question from Just Building. How do I pay for a consultation? A consultation with what? A consultation
us,
with
Mark.
Evan?
With
Evan?
us.
Evan has a great, I don't know if we should be pitching right now or not, but Evan actually has the opportunity where you could spend 55 minutes with him one-on-one, right?
Yeah,
So what's the URL for that?
I don't know. Coach? I think evancarmichael.com/coach, something like that.
Coach.evancarmichael.com.
No, evancarmichael.com/coach.
Go check it out, evancarmichael.com/coach. You can spend 55 minutes one-on-one with him for just you and him on a call, right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
How about Mark? Mark will just do it for free. Just
Pretty
email him.
much if you just email me.
Yeah, Mark@fanta.com.
Mark
You
at
get a
fanta.com.
free, maybe not 55 minutes. I don't think you'll go that far.
I usually spend an hour with people.
Really?
If they reach out to me, I set
So
up
listen,
I
you
set up a
how many
30
books did you
minutes
have
or
to buy to do the hour with me?
I don't know, 25?
25 bucks?
25 books, I think.
25 books of your one word,
with Evan.
or free with Mark.
Or just email me, and I
Pick.
usually set up a Skype call if I
There
or
you go.
a Google Hangout.
That's love right there.
And I help people.
Yep.
And then everyone's like, thank you so much. I know how busy you are. Thank you so much for your time. I'm like, yeah,
Or
okay,
come
cool.
to the workshop in September.
Yeah,
and
September
you get
25th
both of
to
us.
27th.
I don't even know the dates.
25th to
Mark is a
27th.
guest instructor at my workshop.
Yes.
That'd be great.
Okay, here's a question from the all-time champ.
The all-time champ.
The all-time champ. Evan, I failed twice to achieve the same goal, so I changed my goal. Is it okay?
Yeah.
How do you feel about it? Are you okay with the fact that you changed your goal? Or do you feel like you're cheating because you changed your goal? If you set a goal for yourself and you worked and worked and worked and you didn't hit it twice, are you good with that? Like, if you're asking if it's okay, like, what does it matter if Evan thinks it's okay or I think it's okay? Do you feel about it? If you feel like you're cheating yourself, then you got to go back and set that goal again and think of a new plan of attack if it's a third time or fourth time or whatever you have to do. But if you're no longer interested in the goal, if it's no longer relevant, if you learned new things by failing and you changed your goal not because you're cheating, but because you're just onto something else and you're cool with that, then why even worry about it?
Yeah, I like it. I agree. The reason to quit is because you don't love it. If you still love it, you got to keep going. You want to be the all-time champ? This is what champs have to deal with. Failure, and another failure, and another failure. But if you don't want that goal anymore, and you're proud of yourself, then move on to something else.
Let yourself off the hook, right?
If you don't love it anymore, you should quit. Yes, you should. A lot of people should quit sooner on their ideas because they don't love it anymore. I don't know why I'm thinking about this, but idea to action. Alex from TDS posts on his IG that he got his license plate. Did you see that?
No.
He got a license plate.
That says TDS?
No, that says the letter U, belong.
Ah!
He got the You Belong license
You Belong?
plate. It's just long enough, and nobody bought it, so he bought You Belong.
Wow, he couldn't just get belong?
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe it was available. I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway, he bought it, and he posted about it, and then we had a conversation afterwards, and I said, he said he was going to wait for his birthday to get it.
Wait.
He was going to wait for his birthday to get it.
Why?
But then he decided just to do it now. It's like,
Yes. Yes.
the whole thing. Screw your birthday. Who
Today is
cares?
2020.
Today is your birthday. Why do you get one special day a year? Why do you get one every day is your happy birthday? Give yourself the gift. I give you permission to gift yourself something, right? Like, take that approach. I hate giving birthday presents. I really do. I hate celebrating weddings. Yeah, I think
hot take.
all of it. All of it. I hate it all.
Hates baptisms
Yep.
and kids' births
All
and
of it.
baby showers.
Well, a kid's birth is different. That's an
okay.
experience. But a birthday, having some fake day to say, this is when I'm going to celebrate myself, and then I'm going to hate my life the other 363 days of the year.
So my wife
364,
asked me,
365
I don't know,
days of the year.
yeah, my wife asked me the other day, she goes, Father's Day's coming up, what do you want to do? I'm like, I don't know.
Like every day is Father's Day.
Every day is Father's
Every day.
Day.
Today is Father's Day. Happy Father's Day, Mark.
Thank you, you
What do
too.
You're a great father.
Thank you, you
really
as well.
are. You know, when you have 4 sweaty kids in the car, you will smash on that wheel.
Oh my goodness, Jonah, hi,
Yeah.
by the way. My son has
Is he
decided.
watching this?
No, but my
I see
son,
that.
who's 11, the other day came up to me and says, I really want to get into podcasts.
That's
Can
awesome.
I download some? And I said, well, what podcast? He said, can I listen to yours?
Okay.
And so now I'm busy thinking, oh gosh, like what did I say over the last 15 episodes? Because I know I made a joke about him having to earn my love. I know that I've said some things, but more than anything,
You're still a great father, Mark. And I
Jonah.
want to recognize that on a non-Father's Day day.
I like that.
Unbelievable, these people.
Okay, here's a question from Junior Dennis Nyack. How to overcome fear. Come on, this is right up your alley, Evan. Go.
Oh, okay. I'm waiting for you to go. You do it.
Yeah.
Fear, if you don't do it, the fear will own you for life. You got to do it. You step into it. The thing that you're afraid of, you have to do. That's it. Action. Action's the only way. Action. Let's go. That's it. That's how you overcome fear. Otherwise, you're going to be 90 and you'll still be afraid of the same thing.
So for me, someone who lives in constant fear all the time, it seems, there's 2 things I do. One, I try to trick myself into loving something, even though I know that I'm not going to. And then the adrenaline that comes from actually realizing that you're loving it is pretty fun and intoxicating. So for example, when we were doing Evan's thought leadership thing, we had to do these exercises outside that challenged our comfort zone. We had to go up to strangers and do all these kind of crazy things that I wouldn't normally do. I decided in that moment that I'm gonna love this. Like, I would normally be nervous or afraid to go up to random people, and I'm like, no, this is gonna be fun. I'm gonna love this. And then I went so over the top, off the wall, aggressively up to random people. And when I got my first positive reaction, I was like, see, this is great. And so, listen, psyching yourself up for something is a great way to approach something you're afraid of.
I hate that answer.
Why? You hate my answer?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I think it's a cheat. I think the better way to do it is I do scary things. I like scary things.
Sure.
Yeah. Not I'm gonna love this thing, the end result. No. Mark Drager loves the opportunity to be challenged. That's what you want to say that you love.
I do, but in the moment when your brain is screaming
Yes,
at you and
yes.
saying,
This-
don't do this,
yes,
don't do this.
exactly, yes.
Stop.
Yes, yes.
What I need to do is I need to say,
No.
let's go.
No. Well, yes.
Yeah.
But why?
Because I'm about to love this.
No.
Yes.
No. No, because I love myself for doing difficult things. That's a conversation. That's the real conversation.
I'm not at that level yet.
You just haven't decided. You can do it. You can do it right now.
So here's another great example. People hate public speaking. My mom asked me to give her toast at her 65th birthday. You hate birthdays, it's fine. 65th birthday, I'm supposed to give her toast. So I work on this idea of what I want to say and what I want to say, what I want to say. And I love public speaking, but like 10 minutes before I have to go up, like the nerves kick in. You know, I don't want to do it. I realize I'm just like, oh, like my hand's shaking. I'm going to mess up my words. I decided in that moment, I'm about to have some fun doing this. Like, I'm going to have a lot of fun doing this. And so when it's like ding, 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 and 150 heads all turn to me, I walk up there like I am having some fun right now. And I take a moment, pause, and I look around, and I just decide that this is about to be a lot of fun. That's what I do when I'm afraid. You don't like that answer?
I don't like the answer.
Okay.
There's a lot, I mean, whatever. Simon Sinek and Mel Robbins will say, don't tell yourself you're afraid, tell yourself you're excited. Mm-hmm. It's the same
It's
feeling.
the same emotion.
Yeah, great.
Yes.
I think that makes you weak. I think you're telling yourself, I suck and I can't handle this. No, I do difficult things. When I'm afraid of something, I charge headfirst into it and I crush it. Even if the results suck, I'm putting my best. I'm proud of my effort. I'm proud of my effort for doing it. This is scary. This isn't fun. This is scary. And I do scary things. I think that's healthier. I think that's building a self-esteem and self-love.
We'll see.
My 2 cents.
Your 2 cents. This is from Vivek Vusuri, let's say.
Yeah.
How do you deal with selfish people in organizations who care only about themselves? So, that's a great question. I don't know.
You move on. Do you want to be around selfish people all the time?
Well, so the reason why I paused and thought about this was because my natural reaction is to say, like, do you actually have to interact with these people? Do you actually have to deal with them? But there are situations where you do. You are in a situation where you have a selfish client that you have yet to fire, or you have a colleague, or you're volunteering, and you can't always pick the people that you have to interact with and work with, and sometimes you have to work with people that you're just not going to be friends with or don't like. So the question, though, the way that I would think about it is this something that's costing you anything? Is their selfishness actually costing you something, or does it just bother you? Because if it just bothers you, then you're holding on to something that no one else realizes and you should let go of. If it's costing you something, then I would think, like, should we be more on the offense? Should we be more defensive? Should we put ourselves in a position where it's not costing me as much? I mean, I'm pretty analytical, so that's the way I would approach it, is try to figure out the lay of the land and my relationship with this person and what can I do to limit myself from them or protect myself from them or work around them. But sometimes you have to work with difficult people. Evan hates that answer.
I think focusing on dealing with negative people just puts you in a resourceless state. It sucks. You can't be around these people. Now, maybe you can adjust inside the company, spend less time with them, or maybe you need to leave. Like, maybe that's your boss. Having a boss that doesn't support you is the worst experience of all time.
Then you have to leave.
You got 20 seconds left, Mark.
Excellent. Listen, I thought this was a fun episode. We took it a different angle. I'm going to save the topic I was going to talk about this week for next week. Thank you so much for joining us on the Something to Prove podcast. Any last words?
We love you. Continue to believe and be extraordinary.
I like that one.
Right?
Extraordinary, yeah.
If you want to see the last episode of my podcast with Mark, it's fire. The link is right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
We got our first clients. Awesome. Now keep them happy. Deliver results, work your face off to keep them happy.
But that's stupid.
It is.